I thought I'd bring out this Harley Benton banjo. It's got a totally different sound than the Gibson. It's got a little more brassy sound than the Gibson has got. I just want to give a little intro there. Thought I'd tell a little story about what's happened with my internet. Now, back when they swapped over to the fiber optic system, 3-4 years ago. Well, my internet has been horrible ever since. It might work for 10 minutes, it might work for an hour, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And finally, about a month ago, it quit completely. I mean, I couldn't get logged on to anything. It's the reason I couldn't put any videos out. And all last summer, from about 2:30 in the afternoon, it totally quit and would be out till about 9 o'clock at night. Well, I called the tech people, and they were going to send a repairman out to see what was wrong. So I decided to take the thing down off the shelf. It's mounted in my den up on the shelf. And I took it down off the shelf, and I noticed this plastic bubbled up on top of it. I thought, good grief, what in the world is this? Well, I got to looking, and it was shrink wrap from the factory. All this time, it's been overheating. And it had gotten so hot, it bubbled that plastic up on top. So I got out my pocket knife and cut that stuff across the top, and I'm telling you, it was tough. But it had the vent holes covered up. That thing is wondering it hadn't caught the house on fire. But I unplugged it and laid it back on the shelf and let it cool for a couple of hours. Plugged it back in, and I hadn't had a second hesitation since I plugged that back in. I called the people and told them what had happened, but that shrink wrap had been on that thing ever since it was taken out of the box and hooked up. And you couldn't see the stuff until the heat bubbled it up on top. And that's when it really got to getting so hot, I guess, because it was pretty warm when I took it down off the shelf. But after it cooled down, I plugged the thing back in, and the internet popped right on every time I clicked on it. So all this time, it's been the shrink wrap where it was wrapped at the factory to keep it safe in shipment. But how does anybody know that stuff is on there? You couldn't see it. It was on so tight. And after that, I've had the internet ever since. So, yeah, my old saying of if it can, it will, it certainly will. And I just thought I'd put a little bit of that banjo on here. I should have picked it a little longer before I did this. But I got a new Fender bass amp, and I bought several I think I've got two Glary basses, 4-string bass, and one is the Burning Fire shape. And then I've got the K-Taxon, or whatever the pronunciation is. How do you know any of these Chinese made-up names for things? But apparently they come out of the same factory, so they're basically the same exact guitars that come out of the K-Taxon and the Glary. But I'm telling you, they are really good quality. I've never seen such good fretwork. With the CNC machines they've got now, they just click on the program and it cuts everything out. They never touch it except load the wood in it. But they've come a long way with those things. But I've got this new Fender Rumble LT25. It's got 30 built-in effects in it. And I've been playing my Westcreek Racer through it. Really sounds good. But I'm thinking I might have a problem with my my SD card. They're supposed to be the 10 quality, top of the line, but I may have gotten a bad card because I noticed the sound didn't come out exactly like it ought to. But it might be better once I load it on the computer, which a lot of times the sound is not good till it's loaded on the computer, and then it sounds totally different. But I'll put this together with, I did my Harley Benton vintage black with the push-pull on it, and then I did the Westcreek Racer with oh, wait a minute, that's on the video I already put out. Oh well, that's life. If it can, it will. But I've got my Westcreek Racer playing through this Fender bass amp. I'm hoping it's going to sound better once I've got it loaded. But it's got some really good effects. I can't wait to get my bass hooked up to it and really play heavy. I did a little the other day, but I want to get my other 3 basses tuned up, but they come set up pretty good. Well, I'll put this together with the other stuff and we'll see what happens. Oh, forgot to mention, click on that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. I know the videos are pretty erratic lately, and I still hadn't got my editing program straightened out. I wish I had the old one that I've got on my phone and iPad. But until I get all my pictures downloaded off my phone and iPad, I don't want them going into the cloud and losing them, because they're precious pictures. I've got pictures of animals that I can never replace. But I started to shoot video in the tent the other day, and I had a spell with my brain. That explosion I was in Vietnam sort of scrambled up my brain, and I have to take medication for it. And sometimes it gets messed up and I have to just go and lay down, get quiet, and get some rest and recover. It's something I've had to put up with for a long, long time, and it's just part of life. Combat's not an easy thing to recover from. My best friend got killed the day before I got wounded, and I was supposed to escort his body home. But I got wounded pretty bad and didn't get to do that. That's the way things go in combat. You can't plan for the next day. But I'll close with that, and if it can, it certainly will. Old and crackadated is another day older and more crackadated. Well, old and crackadated is going to try it again. I had to abandon the video in the tent with the banjo. Had a little spell with my brain damage as a result of getting blown up when I was 21 years old in Vietnam. And I have trouble with it every once in a while, and I just have to go get quiet, lay down, and it takes a little while to recover, because I'm useless till I get some rest and my brain gets back in gear again. I have to take medication to keep from passing out. And what I've got here, I've got a Fender LT25 Rumble bass amp. It's been a long time since I've done that, played a guitar through a bass amp, and I'd forgotten how good it sounds. But this is on the clear channel. That's on the clear channel, and it gives it such a deep bass tone. But it sure does sound good that way. And of course, it's got 31 channels of effects, and I'm just going to run through each one of the effects. pretty good, and that is Studio Squeeze. We'll go to number 3, which is Rumble. Well, let's see what the next one is. L-Trex Upright. Don't know what that is. Dirty Rock Bass. Dirty Rock Bass, I don't know which. Fat Old Bass Man. Not a bad sound. Oh, now this is a good one. Organ tone. Slap bass. Okay, we're just on number 9, Synthetic Fuzz. That's sort of a weird one. Vintage Fuzz. tell you, I like this Westcreek rocker guitar with these humbuckers on it, with effects and everything, and this bass amp really makes it sound good. That was Flanger Bass, Bay Area Funk. Got no idea what it sounds like. I know people get tired of hearing this over and over again, but if you're going to compare different effects, you need to be playing the same thing each time. Okay, punchy octave. Some of this you got to slow it down or it don't give a good sound. Okay, now this is just plain old chorus. Filthy punch. That one sounds nasty. Would make a pretty good one. Oh boy. Hand of Doom. Don't sound too doomish, sounds pretty decent. 70s rock. Fat bottom. This repetition over and over, my fingers are getting a little tired, and I'm only on number 19. Monster Bite. That does sound a little, okay, grunge. Rumble Overdrive. We're on number 22, Big Echo. Yeah, that one you got to do a little timing to it to make it work out right. Wah Echo. That one could sound pretty good if you get the volume turned up. Okay, a warm wah. running on this sound pretty good. Showman Overdrive. That did sound pretty good with the volume turned up, but I'm not going to do that. I got no idea what that says. Hashier? String bending with that with the volume turned up. Okay, phaser bass. Tremolo. Audio Rage. I guess I better check my time on the camera because I've only got 29 minutes and something, and it'll go off and give me no indication. I'm still okay. I'm about 23 minutes and something. I'll put a short story on the end of this because I know y'all like my stories. Okay. Clicky pick. one more. Well, that says empty. That just gives you a clean channel. But that, and I've got my Joyo but it's got 30 built-in effects. Well, I guess that's all. It disconnected, so. Man, there's raining parts everywhere, my tuner. But anyway, that little Fender 25-watt amp really does sound good, and it's got all those built-in effects. You can also go online and download their program. You can get, I think, up to 70 different, you got, I think, 9 different amp models in there. But you can log on to the website that's listed with this. And the price on it delivered was $248. Can't beat that for the quality that thing has. But I'm really happy with it, and it's the very thing for this Westcreek Racer guitar. I'm really happy with that thing. That's, I guess it's becoming my favorite other than my Black Beauty with the tremolo on it. This don't have tremolo, but you can have it in an effect. And I've got a bass effects pedal coming that's really good. It's got a looper in it. I think this has got a looper in it too, in this amp. And I didn't bring my Nuix core looper up here. I just got in it this afternoon. But I think that's got the best drum beats on it of any looper I've heard. Well, that's going to do it for now, and I'll tack a story on the end of this, and maybe a little banjo picking. I don't want to make it too long. I may just, but I've got a Harley Benton banjo that I picked out some numbers on. But my playing is improving slightly. I'm doing my best.